Hello beautiful twin flames and welcome back to my channel. So I know things look a little bit different today. I have switched houses and this is where we will be doing our readings from now on. So today we're checking in on the Twin Flame Collective to see a little bit about what's going on for both twins. And as you can see already, it is just an incredible reading for this time. I want to ask you if anyone has been feeling like there's no movement in their connection. They can't feel their partner at all in the 3D or 5D. Because since going into Mars retrograde in Aries, which is the sign of the masculine, your divine counterpart has likely been going through a bit of a tower moment, which we actually have here. Reassessing what it means to be masculine, as well as how he may have failed this connection. And he could be retreating from your energy now until early November. So if this is you, give me a shout out in the comments, and I'm going to pull you a special card to provide clarification on your specific situation. Okay, so we have the theme of this reading here in the Two of Cups. Now in the Lover's Tarot, which is this deck here I'm using, it's all about finding each other again. So it almost looks like these two lovers lost each other during this catastrophe, this flood, maybe amidst the flood of your emotions. And they've traveled wearily, and they've been apart for many miles to find each other again. So this is a big sign of reunion here. And I feel like since this is coupled here with the Prince of Staves, which definitely represents our masculine at this time. Oh, I have no nails. That some of you have a masculine who's still on this journey back to you and still working on himself, but he's looking very fondly back on this connection. And then others, he might be even jealous if there's an energy like you've moved on. And then for others, he's finally returning from this journey, wiser, more mature, and maybe having taken a different career path, definitely more confident in himself. And then, of course, because we have the suit of staves, which is traditionally the suit of wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot, this could represent an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, fire sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. But if that doesn't resonate, don't worry too much about it. And then, of course, the outcome and the end game is this Ten of Cups. So very likely many of us will be reuniting by the end of this year or the beginning of the next. And if you want to know if this is you, I have a special reading down below for this quick $20 question, one quick question that you can take advantage of. But I'm hearing we'll meet in the middle. And I don't know if that resonates with anyone. And you can see the imagery of this card corresponds with the Two of Cups here because it is cups and because it has water involved. But you see the two lovers reuniting and very, very closely, and let's see if it would pick it up. They're not quite out of the water yet. They have this child in their arms, and they're making the most of this rocky shore that they've been, that they have come to call home amidst the wake of this chaos. And even the trees are intertwined here. So it's as though this couple has made something out of nothing and found their spiritual anchor amidst the storm. Unlike the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, this couple, they don't need much. There's no castle in the background. There's no children or dogs playing, which that suggests when you do reunite, you guys will be all each other really needs. So I'm feeling like the collective's in this place where people have really been working on themselves significantly. They've acquired everything they need to feel happy, healthy, secure, certainly monetarily. And there's going to be very little to buy in order to feel complete once you reunite outside of each other. Now, for some of you, this could mean a child is on the way because we do have this little baby present. So family is certainly on the mind of some. But for most of us, it really represents this birth of joining to achieve this soul mission that you both have come into this life to work on together, to achieve together. And both people in this connection, if this is you, is going to agree that this is the most important thing to live for and to protect. So, what a beautiful start to this reading. Now, in the line below this one, we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, which is gorgeous. And I acquired this a couple months ago and have been really using it very deeply. And I just love this deck. So if anybody's interested in getting this deck, I'm sure you've seen other readers do this before. It's glorious. But we're starting off with Temperance here. So the collective's also been hard at work at integrating the masculine and the feminine aspects within, especially when you put these two cards together, the Two of Cups and Temperance here. You know, it's almost as if the feminine in particular has this grace of the swan. She's becoming a master of her emotions. As you can see, she's contained that water emotive energy. She's pouring it out at will. She decides how much everybody gets, how much time to devote to things. And she has this unique ability for all the masculines at this time that still feel stuck to support him over the 5D connection in this way, to keep him from sinking back into depression, really, as the seasons change. So this time of year in the eastern part of the world is, or eastern US, I should say, is moving towards winter. So it's accepting that things are dying, but also finding time to enjoy them as they change. And we're entering Scorpio season soon, which is all about death and transformation. And this is not an easy time to deal with. The veil is at its thinnest, and our ancestors are constantly trying to connect with us. So if you're especially sensitive, wrap yourself and your person mentally in white light and give your masculine strength. Because at the core, the masculine between the Prince of Staves and this Tower moment here in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, you know, he's really contending with some deep-seated survivalist tendencies. And this may have been supporting him, I'm hearing, for centuries. The things that say, you know, you have to work hard because resources are scarce. Your role is the provider. There's no time to rest. Don't think about what makes you happy. And these notions, they're really not serving him anymore. The paradigm is changing. So he's feeling very unstable right now. But his soul is yearning to break free from this mold because he's recognizing that the world can support a better way now, a freer way. So, you know, they're worried a little bit about betraying themselves if they've become more of a sensitive masculine versus the warrior type. They haven't found a way to quite integrate this duality yet. Now, some of them are leaving karmic relationships. As you can see, we have quite some three-party drama going on here. Some of them might be getting into a karmic relationship. Or many of them, Spirit is saying, is just really trying to change how they perceive women and women's role in society or women's worth in relationships. So again, book my love reading if these are questions you feel are a part of your connection, or you have questions you want to ask about your connection. But as far as the collective goes, we have this beautiful 10 of Cups, and how we get there is through this Ace of Swords, which in this deck means bonding. It's a little tongue-in-cheek. So the way we get there is thinking differently about our connection, using the bond of the 5D to support each other. So some of you in separation may be experiencing astral sex at this time. For those of us going into union, the masculine may be looking for the feminine to take more of the lead role in life or in love at this time. This may be a way that he's also able to shed some of his misconceptions about dominancy and control. So what can we do to bring about union? Well, from the Tao Oracle deck, we have grace. We also have inner truth and splitting apart. So in this card, 22 reduces to 4, finding stability in the way that we show up in the world. So you could afford to spend more time getting ready in the morning, as this is a time that we really have to connect with ourselves. Even in the middle of the pandemic, to put on makeup or a nice outfit every day just to go to the store improves our posture, our self-esteem, and our well-being, which are all high vibrational things. For the masculine, this is about prioritizing what we love and using this as our North Star to guide our life. So this doesn't mean that we have to throw out the idea of working hard, but it is about eliminating all other things that are not in alignment with what we want in life or where we're going. So we're penetrating illusions here. Don't be afraid to look to the feminine if you're masculine for examples of this, because this is something that women do really well. And then for some of you, you're still needing to detach from the idea that you need a man to protect you, or that a woman is the person that cooks and cleans, some old relationship paradigm stuff. One or both people in this connection may be a control freak. So my advice is to just go do something like skydiving, like riding on the back of the motorcycle, or just something that you're not good at, to see that you can lose control and everything's going to be okay. And I think that's the meaning here of splitting apart. The other thing is, you can certainly tap into your creative potential to find solutions to all these problems, because we do have the creative at the bottom of the deck here. And that's a very good integration of both yin and yang principles and a healthy application of using chaos to find order, which at the bottom of the deck here, I always like to mention the bottom of the deck, just a little insight. Love, the way we get to love is by integrating all of these things. It's a very hopeful sign overall. So lastly, I just drew this quote for the day. I had a box of quotes I made back when it was the coolest thing to do in the early 2000s. And I was in middle school that we would shove, in pieces of paper in front of our binders, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I just decided to incorporate them here in the reading. So please like this video if it helped you, share it if it resonates, subscribe to the channel, and book a reading if you feel so called. But this is what I drew today. Why should I live up to other people's expectations rather than my own? And if you've seen this movie, you'll know it's a treasure. So think about all of this, ruminate on all of this, find ways to free yourself. And on Monday, I will be back to share with you more messages from your divine masculine and what he specifically wants to say to you. So until then, have a great week.